I have not worn this hat in so long, and today we're going to be doing a requested video, hopefully by a fan. I don't know for sure. Somebody just requested it. I'm sorry it took like 8 videos to get in there. Usually when somebody recommends a video, I do it like that. I apologize for the long time I had to review the Predator movies. And after this, I'll be reviewing all the Friday the 13th. So you'll get all of that. Today's video is going to be the Jason Voorhees throughout the years. It is basically going through 1, 2, 3, 4, and just going through different styles of his evolution. Let's put it that way. So I got a piece of paper here because there are just so many Jasons and different Jason looks that obviously I didn't get all of them. But I'm not really setting rules either. So whatever here is gonna be here. So I apologize if I miss any. Maybe I'll make a part 2 if I did miss any, and I apologize if I did. I just went through the live action, every single live action Jason Voorhees movie. I did one fan film. I did the future, so one of the Jason universe ones. So that's 2025. That's the newest Jason. And then I did a couple from the video game. So okay, let's get started. Okay, so in Friday the 13th Part 1, Jason wasn't actually the killer. It was his mother. So if you count his mother, if you don't, then I don't in this list. So I have his look as a boy in the Part 1, since he was technically in Part 1. That is towards the end of the movie where he pops out of the water and he's deformed and has swamp-like goo all over him. So that is his first one. That is his first appearance, and boy oh boy did it scare a ton of fans. In Friday the 13th Part 2, he wields a axe and has blue overalls, which is pretty cool, and a bay as a head, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And I actually personally liked this look in the movie. I don't think this Jason is as intimidating as the newest Jasons or adaptations of Jason, because he's not bulky, he's a little more skinnier and scrawny, but nonetheless, I do enjoy the look. So in Friday the 13th Part 3, he finally gets his iconic hockey mask. He's not dead yet, so technically he's not a zombie Jason yet. So he does have like regular human clothes on, just with the hockey mask and the deformed head. So, yep. So in Part 4, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, we're introduced to Tommy Jarvis, and Jason has a really cool look in this one. He has a scar on his hockey helmet, and he has a split in his fingers, kind of like Michael Myers did in Halloween Ends and Kills. I don't know if that was like a reference on Halloween, but I don't know. So yeah, he's getting a little more withered in this movie, and is kind of still wearing the same outfit as Part 3, just with that scar and a little more dust and dirt on his outfit. So after this, now I didn't want to get comments for not adding it in, and I didn't want to get comments for adding it in. You know what I meant? I'm just gonna put it in this list. Friday the 13th Part 5, it's not really Jason Voorhees. It is a serial killer. I don't even remember his name. You'll understand if you've watched the movie, but like I said, I didn't want to get comments if, I didn't add it. But this Jason is just an imposter. He still has that big posture and intimidation that the original Jason is usually portrayed as, and I really liked that. I really liked the hockey mask, actually. It was something new and different. He has blue, like, wing thingies on the side of his cheek, and it's a little bit of a more slim mask. So, yeah, overall, pretty underrated design, in my opinion. So in Friday the 13th, Part 6, this is where we start to get all sorts of Jason looks. So in this one, he officially is dead, and he gets brought back from the dead as Jason Lives. That's the title of the movie. So he is basically a zombie Jason. Now, this is usually the Jason that has cake, everybody refers him to. He's wielding a spear and still has that mask around, and he's like wearing like this tactical vest. Not super tactical, but kind of tactical. Um, so it's really cool. Um, in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, oh, the first design of Jason that is literally pitch perfect, and Kate Hodder's first role of Jason Voorhees. The intimidation here, amazing. He's fucking terrifying. So he's zombie Jason basically. He's basically part 6 in the lake. He's been in the lake for so long. He has the chain around his neck this time, which adds so much fucking badassery. I don't even know if that's a word. To his character. So you get the whole get up, you get the fucking gross spine at the back. Literally, this is probably my favorite Jason design to date. The hockey mask is still there. It's kind of eaten up at the cheek. It's a really cool and badass design, and it shows how far Jason has come and how pissed he might get in the future. So, one of the worst looks possible, Friday the 13th, Part 8, Swamp Jason. It looks absolutely nothing like the last one. It's literally just Jason Voorhees full of water. It's not creative whatsoever, and this movie sucks absolute balls. And I just don't want to go forward with it, so I'm going to move on. Jason Goes to Hell, not the greatest movie, not the greatest design either. He's not even in this movie that much. So his mask is now molded to his face, and you get him for like 10 minutes of the whole movie. So it's not really a great design. Most of the movie, you're just focused on fucking Jason's worms going into people and possessing them, and it's the weirdest shit ever. So Jason X, he actually has 2 looks. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, but he does have the regular Jason look, kind of, but a little rusted. And then he becomes, later on, Uber Jason, which they call him, and he's all armored up. This is also a really cool variant of Jason Voorhees. So he still rocks the big bulkiness and has like a cyborg arm. He has a really cool redone mask that might sit well with some fans and might not. It's still very reminiscent to a hockey mask, which I appreciate, but futurized. So this is a futurized Jason. So that's what they have here, is a futurized Jason. They did really well on the Jason X's design and the effects of the movie. So again, in 2009, Baghead Jason was a thing again, and then he wielded the mask. It's technically the same design, but he did wield a baghead mask. I thought I'd mention that. I think this Jason's a little more skinnier, and this Jason actually like runs, so he's terrifying. You're not getting away from him. He has more of a weird looking face, like he always has, but it's more weird in this movie. I don't know. He has like hair sticking out to the side, and then his mask kind of looks a little small on his face, which I don't really know. I don't mind the design. It's all right. I just wish Jason in this movie wouldn't have ran and is a little bit bulkier. So in 2025, we got a new Jason look, and boy oh boy, I don't mind the mask, but the body and the look for it is awful. So Jason Universe is a new company, I guess. I don't know who bought the rights and who didn't, but somebody got a hold of it, and now they can only use Jason. I don't think they can still use the Friday the 13th name, but they can still use Jason as a property as a whole. So that's how we got this look in the first place. Yeah, he's very skinny and scrawny, A little bit tone maybe. I don't know. I just it's basic as all hell, but I do kind of like the new mask idea. It's something new, it's something different, and it's a new take on Jason. But I just don't like the design most of it. The mask is like the best part. So after this, Never Hike Alone is a fan film made, and this is technically Ghost Jason. That's what people refer him to. Now, believe it or not, I've never seen Never Hike Alone, but I do know this movie was made, and I knew this was a Jason that I had to add to the list. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten comments. So after that, here are three shout outs from the video games. So Retro Jason, say that fast 20 times, Jesus Christ. This is basically his purple and uh, blue outfit. He's like retro colors. I think it's from like an older video game because they couldn't really have his colors. This is what they showed, and he's actually in the Friday the 13th video game as an homage to what he looked like. So I don't really know what to call this Jason. I'm gonna call it Black Flaming Jason. But basically, his whole body's black. The hockey mask is black, and he has like lava burst all around his body. And he's basically part 7 Jason in a way. He looks exactly like that, except everything's black and it kind of looks lava like, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And last but not least, the video game Jason Voorhees, which he's pretty still skinny to me, but still looks like Jason Voorhees overall. Wears that ratted up jacket and shirt, and it captures Jason well enough, I think. So that is all the Jasons throughout the years. The evolution of Jason Voorhees.
So, guys, looking back at this footage, I completely forgot. Um, fucking Freddy versus Jason. I just can't believe I did that. Um, Ken Kurtzinger is the one who played as Jason Voorhees this time around. And I don't actually mind this design. I think he's still a little too skinny. Um, but, you know, he has some really cool ragged out clothes. He has a really cool hockey mask. It's a basic and nostalgic kind of trip of a design, and I kind of appreciate that. Even though it's nothing against the actor, I do wish Kane Hodder got this role because this was his movie. I mean, he just didn't get to act in it. That's just terrible. But really good Jason design, one of my favorites personally. And fun fact, Ken Kurtzinger actually was in the Friday the 13th franchise before he got thrown at a bar in Jason Part 8, I believe.
Yeah, I've never really done a video like this before, so thank you for recommending it, and I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, my videos usually aren't scripted, so I apologize if how I word things in here are really stupid. Sometimes I just rant and go on with my thoughts. So thank you for recommending this video again, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.